Welcome to Color Compare of Brown, Contrast, and Speed Paint. The idea here is we want to look at all of the contrast and speed paints that would be classified as brown and kind of see where they all fit in on the spectrum. So we have 6 of the Citadel Contrasts and 3 of the Army Painter Speed Paints. In no particular order. I could maybe rearrange these in some kind of order of lightness to darkness or something, but we're going to do that with these swatch sticks. And I'm going to immediately pick out the 2 new colors. And that is we have Ratling Grime and Garaghak's Sewer. These are 2 brand new colors to the Citadel range as of the filming of this video. Maybe they've been around a while by the time you're watching it, that's okay, but they're the newest colors that you're going to see in this video. So there they are, and immediately very, very, very different between each of them. Really liking that Garaghak's Sewer. Ratling Grime is just a very interesting kind of, almost like a intense shade wash thing. Pulls away very, very nicely, leaving what is, debatably either brown or a gray, or maybe it's a grayish brown or a brownish gray or something. Anyway, let's see how they kind of fit in here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to first grab out these colors that are on the, light, more orangey yellow side of brown. And so we do have a couple from Army Painter here, the Hardened Leather and Sand Golem, and we're going to see Snakebite Leather in there. Just kind of comparing those a little bit. Sand Golem being very close to that Snakebite Leather. In fact, you probably only need one of those. They both seem to do pretty good with their highlights and their recesses. Hardened Leather producing a nice lighter brown color. I don't know. Almost like an undyed raw leather kind of color, which is pretty neat. Definitely not like an old worn leather. Gore Grunta Fur coming in here on the dark side of that. You've got a very orangey brown there with the Gore Grunta Fur, whereas these are maybe more of a yellowish brown, or at least the Snakebite and the Sand Golem are. And we've got Hardened Leather hanging out there, just being a little lighter than that Gore Grunta Fur, though a similar sort of tone you see there. I would say it has a similar tone to it. Alright, on the Army Painter side, still we do have this dark wood, and there are several nice dark browns on the Citadel side. First thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of compare these as they're going up. So we left off at the Gore Grunta Fur, and then we go a little bit darker, we get this Cygor Brown. Almost like a slight little, just a hint of red there to that brown maybe, which is looking pretty nice, but definitely going darker there. And then a very nice brown, that Cygor Brown. Really like that. It actually has a similar feel to this Garaghak Sewer with just a different undertone to it. So that's very interesting for sure. If we look at how Garaghak's Sewer falls into the existing Darkwood and Wyldwood, we'll see Darkwood and Wyldwood, well, they're pretty dark, fairly similar, but this is kind of sitting maybe somewhere between there. We've got just a little bit different undertone. Though I don't know. Garaghak Sewer and Wyldwood, much too close for my liking. I would like to have a little bit different color, like a little bit more of a difference. There is a difference, yes, but not as much one as I would hope. I kind of like how the Garaghak Sewer applies a little better. Worth mentioning here as you're looking at this, you see the white specks and flecks there. That's just a reason why you should varnish your contrast and speed paint models. I have these sticks all kind of in a cup, and they're coming clanging around because I've had the brown for the previous releases around for a while. And so they've kind of clanged around and scraped off some of that paint. I could easily touch that up. But just another case for maybe actually varnishing your models. So the Army Painter Darkwood here, very similar to that Garaghak Sewer, but again, it's just a little bit different, especially the highlights. You see a very different tone to the highlights, and that's our main difference with Wyldwood as well. So dark wood and Wyldwood, pretty close, but a little bit of a different undertone. Overall, we have 9 very different colors here. And then Ratling Grime, nothing quite the same as that. I might have to bump that to the gray category, but I wanted to put it in here to see kind of maybe where it fits in. See, it's definitely a lot lighter and very different from that Cygor Brown. I'm hoping to use this as a more intense wash on some of my orc kind of stuff, where I would maybe places where I would shade part of the model in Nuln Oil and part in Garaghak's Earthshade. Maybe I can do the whole thing in Ratling Grime. It's still not even close to any of those. It's a very unique color. So that's a very welcome addition to the Citadel Contrast line with this Ratling Grime, for sure. Well, alright, let's see. I always like to say if I owned none of these, which one would I buy? Of course, I do own all of them, so I'm definitely not going to be making that decision. But if I did, I would definitely pick up this Ratling Grime. It's unique enough and different enough, I would want that. I would want one of either Snakebite Leather or Sand Golem. And honestly, for the difference there, it's close. If I really wanted the yellow, I'd go with Snakebite Leather. But I'm going to go with Sand Golem just because the Army Painter is sitting at just barely over, almost half the price of the Citadel where I am from. I can almost get 2 bottles of Army Painter for the price of 1 Citadel. Would I buy Hardened Leather? Probably also yes, but it's kind of its own unique thing there. I would definitely be picking up the Gore Grunta Fur and the Cygor Brown. Just those 2 colors are so neat, and I like to have a variety of browns to put on a variety of orcs. Of this here with the Darkwood, Wyldwood, and Garaghak's Sewer, Army Painter Darkwood attempting buy there for the price point. However, I'm going to go with Garaghak's Sewer for now, partially because it's new, but also partially I really like how this paint is working so far. So, I mean, if you're really looking to save money, you could, pare it down from there, I suppose. But if you want a set of does all that these different paints do, I think you can get it with these 6. Oh, again, you get what you want, what works for you. For your project, you might say, the only thing I need is Cygor Brown because I really like that kind of reddish tone. Then go for it. Do what works for your project. But the point is, you got to see all these on the video. You got to see kind of maybe what might work for you and be able to pick out the brown that best suits your next project. Hope this was helpful. If you do have questions, do let me know. I read all the comments and respond to quite a few of them, especially those ones asking me a question. Happy to test more things if you can think of them, or just let me know. What are you going to be painting with these browns, and which one or which ones did you choose for your project? I'd love to hear what you're working on. As always, thanks for watching. Take care. Let's get gaming.